Timeout, overtime, hot take, debate, penalty by so many yaps. We on the way, unapologetic opinions, guests checking in, so I share on my social. Merch going up, my brother, he going global. Ass hold it down for the ladies, they need their own show. But we right back with it. Timeout with Coach Cam, we shouldn't miss a minute. Yeah. But we right back with it. Timeout with Coach Cam, we shouldn't miss a minute. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Time Out with Coach Cam. It's your boy Cam Chancellor, and we are excited, super excited to have this show. We got a lot to cover. Just to let you know, we will have our Super Bowl preview this Sunday. Next Sunday, we will be missing in action. There will not be a show with Time Out with Coach Cam. So I did want to let you guys know that. But it's a special show. We will talk about, obviously, I'm going to discuss the Reds and how they seem to get a pass in this city for being almost worse than the Bengals have the last 25 years. So I'll tap into that. Also, I'll talk about the Senior Bowl winners and losers, someone that really helped their draft stock and something that hurt their draft stock. Also, excuse me, we'll have some NBA talk. We'll talk the latest that's went on this past week, and we'll discuss obviously the Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford trade, as that's a blockbuster trade, a huge trade in the offseason. And also, we will have some local food vendors, sharing with us some of their food, especially Super Bowl foods. Chicken wings, egg rolls, dip, and also beer as well. So we'll tap into that and kind of give you an idea of what you can order for your Super Bowl party. So it's definitely exciting. What we're gonna have, and definitely I want to give a shout out to time with you, Miss Camille Willis Barnes, who has her own space here and is hosting this event. So we really do appreciate that, and we're definitely excited to get this underway. Before I bring my co-host Tori on, I have to talk about the Cincinnati Reds. Of course, obviously we're gonna get into some other talk, but this is a local sports podcast first. It's frustrating. Coming into this season or this past season, on paper, the Reds probably had one of the best baseball teams in the National League. On paper. Obviously, the game is not played on paper. But for the ownership to sell us that last year was a good season, you went 500, okay? That's not a great season. You snuck into the playoffs. Okay, that's cool. Granted, it was expanded. We snuck into the back of the playoffs. And in the playoffs, 22 plus innings, if I'm mistaken, 22, 23 innings, we don't score a damn run. And then after that, you're going to look us fans in the eye and say we should be proud of the season. No, we shouldn't. There was plenty of experts and analysis that had us, heck, going to the NLCS, possibly going to the World Series with our pitching staff combined with the hitters that we had. And then we waste a great performance by Trevor Bauer, who was the Cy Young, who was the Cy Young of the NL, who had an ERA less than 2. We blew a golden opportunity to make a deep playoff run, and now they're going to turn. And the ownership is turning around telling us since COVID happened, we lost a ton of money. We're saving money. Hold up, didn't COVID affect every damn body? It didn't affect just the Reds. It affects the bottom line across whole MLB. But this is an excuse for Bob Castellini. He's cheap. He's always been cheap. Will said, "What's on my head? Hey, it's a Super Bowl preview after this, man. So I gotta have a little fun with it." But you're trying to sell us on this. I'm not buying it. And if you look at our offseason, all the Reds fans asked was for a damn shortstop. Get us a shortstop in here. We seen the Mets trade for Lindor. We seen the Twins get Andrelton Simmons. And then yesterday, the Phillies signed who everybody thought was going to come to us, Didi Gregorius, to a 2-year deal. Where the heck does that leave us? I guess we're going to trot out Garcia every day. And then we sign a veteran who's a bum. There's no other way to put it. Doesn't get on base. Defense is bad. So what are we doing here? And as a Red fan, I'm pissed off because one, the Reds get a pass around this city, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why the Reds get a pass around this city. The last 25 years, the Bengals have been better than the Reds. Yes, I've said it. Since 95, they haven't won a playoff series. Only 4 playoff trips since '06. The Bengals got at least 6. So for me, I'm not understanding why the Reds get so much of a pass. Y'all trot y'all behinds down near the Red Fest, spend all this money, and they turn around and do that to us. And all I hear is how people say, well, the Reds care a little bit more. That's why I can live with it. The Reds care a little bit more. No, they don't. They don't care. They don't care about us, the fans. They damn sure don't care about the city. About trotting out. And the thing is, we don't have to make great, like, outstanding moves. We were one of the NL favorites, you know, even if we're about to lose Bauer and lose some pieces. We're still with the NL favorites until the other day, where the Cardinals decided to strike. When they seen opportunity strike, they decided to go for it. They went and got Arenado, the third baseman from Colorado, who's arguably the best third baseman in the game. That bolsters their lineup incredibly. Now they're the favorites. And while we're just sitting here on our hands doing absolutely nothing, all we did was lose players. We lost Archie Bradley, going to lose Trevor Bauer. We're just losing players. And who are we bringing them in with? We're signing guys on minor league deals. Minor league deals. I mean, at some point, we have got to get with it, man. Bob Castellini and the excuse he used for us to shed payroll and basically not spend money to help this team is a joke. And honestly, Bob Castellini, outside of probably the stadium deal, needs to be looked at just like how Mike Brown looked at. I'm going that far. We waited 5 years to barely make it to the playoffs where we scored 0 runs, and you telling us we got to start over again? While you swimming in money. It makes no damn sense. Reds fan, I'm sorry. Just the way y'all, all I hear is don't go down to the stadium, don't support Mike Brown and his nonsense. Do the same with Bob Castellini. Stop trotting y'all asses down there to that stadium. Because he's not giving us nothing back in return. Nothing. 1 year of barely making it to the playoffs in a shortened COVID season is not acceptable. That's not good enough for me, and it shouldn't be good enough for any Cincinnati Reds fan, to be quite honest. Now, I'm not saying the roster is horrible, but to sit up here and say that, you know, we're going to make it to the playoff, back to the playoff, we're not making it anywhere. Didn't make any changes. We still got the same sorry-ass hitting coach who everybody in the lineup batted worse under this man. Everyone. No small ball, no base hits, just home runs or strikeouts. We see it in a playoff game. Man on second and third, can't get home. No outs. Bases loaded, 1 out, double play. Like, it's ridiculous. And then you're going to try to sell it and want us to come down to the stadium and support the team when you don't want to put the resources back into it. So Cincinnati Reds fans who gun ho on the Reds but talk crap about the Bengals, you living the same life. Empty promises and straight up, honestly, garbage. I probably was more disappointed in the Reds last year than any other season because we honestly on paper we were loaded on paper. It's no excuse. No excuse to be hovering around 500. No excuse not to score a run in the playoffs. where you had multiple people in scoring position, like about 5 or 6 innings, and you can't get no one home. It's pathetic. J. Coop, my man back. He says the Bengals rubbing off on the Reds. Hey, it's the same type of ownership. Bob Castellini's cheap. It's simple as that. That's the way it is. The Reds got to let Votto go. It's his contract that prevents keeping younger guys. I mean, they did build a team last season. They had high payroll with no fans. How was they gonna sign Bauer without releasing 100 mil? Hey, I'm not mad at them for not being able to sign Bauer, but don't lie to us. Don't sit up here and lie to us and say, "Oh, we tried to sign him back, but he didn't meet, as far as what we're looking to pay." What did you offer him? That's the question. You ain't tell me what you offered him, because you probably offered him peanuts and pennies compared to what everybody else is. So of course he's not gonna sign back. But losing quality bullpen guys, letting them walk out the door, I'm just not with that. I'm not with that. And there's no such thing as you don't have money in baseball. Yes, you do. There's no salary cap. There's no salary cap. The problem is Castellini looks at this as a business, not to win games, not to spend his money and say, "Hey, we trying to be the best of the best." And for us to have the history and the prestige that the Reds have, we shouldn't have to go through this. It's the reason why our opening day is what it is. It's the reason why people flood the streets for opening day and have a big party. It's like a holiday here. It's a reason why. Because we have that history. We have that pedigree. So it's no reason for us to go in that stadium and watch a baseball team that can't produce. And we one of the most historic baseball franchises of, of the MLB. It's no excuse. No excuse. And to see us not even get a shortstop, us lose pieces, and us bring in guys on minor league deals is honestly disgusting. It's honestly disgusting. And if there's fans down there, if there are loud fans down there this season, I'm letting you know right now, I'm not purchasing a ticket. Now, if somebody want to say, "Hey, Cam, you want to go to the game?" That's fine. I'm all for that. I'll go to the game with someone. I'm not paying a ticket. I'm not paying for a ticket. I'm not. I'm not. And that's where I'm at with the Cincinnati Reds, because what they tried to sell, only a fool will buy it, or what they trying to sell us. Only a fool. And exactly, they got money even with that Votto contract. They got money. Votto was here. Let's see. This sounds like more like a David Bell thing. Bob spent. Bell couldn't get results. And that's another one. David Bell, he stinks. He takes out pitchers too early. Don't allow him to get in the groove. Sonny Gray have it going on. Castillo have it going on. And you pulling them in the 6th inning because of analytics. Analytics. And that's why I say where analytics is ruining the game. Sometimes it's common sense. Sometimes you need to look at your player and say, "You know what? He got it." And Trevor Bauer had to kind of let him know, like, "Let me go longer. I don't know why you pulling me, but you gotta let me go longer." And then he eventually started letting his pitchers go longer. But I don't think David Bell has a clue. I don't think David Bell has a clue at all of what's going on with this baseball team. Jay Koo said, "I get in free military." Well, give me a ticket then. Shoot, because I'm not paying. I'm not paying for a ticket. All right. Brandon Herrera, what's going on? Brandon says, "Sounds like the Twins." Hey, honestly, I feel sorry for the Twins. I mean, when the last time y'all won a playoff series as well? It's been a while. It's unfortunate, man, we got to go through this as sports fans, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm going to continue to be a fan from afar, but I'm not going down there. I'm not. Because what happened this past, no reason why we couldn't try this again, or at least, like, I understand Trevor Bauer. He's going to break the bank. But to not get any more quality guys in here to replace him, that's an issue with me. We got an empty spot at shortstop. Well, we keep trying, and this is like the Bengals, and I described this. It's like a band that you try, instead of fixing the problem, instead of going in and actually getting to the root of the problem and fixing it, you want to try to put a band-aid over the problem and hope the band-aid don't hope the band-aid keep the sore down. No, it's blood leaking out through the band-aid. It's terrible. Last year, just like Freddie Galvis, he sucked. But yet, that was a band-aid. Try to put a band-aid over a cut that's leaking out. Instead of getting stitches, you want to try to get that little band-aid, cover it up. It don't work. Band-aids don't work sometimes. Sometimes you got to get a permanent fix. Get a shortstop, Reds, and get some players in here that can help us win. Or if not, we're looking at another 80 plus, 90 plus losing season. And that just is what it is. And that's it for me as far as the Cincinnati Reds go because it's honestly, man, I get so frustrated talking about them and the way they do the fans is wrong. And it's almost, Bob Castellini is almost Mike Brown-esque. I'm sorry. That's how I look at it. Go cover some of these comments here before we move on. Herb Bauer won't take nothing over 2 years, but it's going to run you. Might be why he's still unsigned. I get it, but he deserved it. ERA under 1, Cy Young. He dominated in a pitcher's in a hitter's ballpark. He dominated. I mean, I will hold out to see what he can get as well. Twins have what 20 straight playoff loss record or something like that. Yeah, I believe so. Y'all haven't even won a playoff game. Forget a series. So that's been bad, Brandon. But we right there with you, man. I can't say much of anything because honestly, we've been just as bad. We've been just as bad. But all right, moving on. Obviously, season's starting to end as far as the NFL. So we got different college bowl, as far as senior bowl and things like that. There's players that's really helping their stock improve for the NFL draft. Now, I'm gonna go over some, winners, and I hate to call it necessarily say losers, but this is a place where your stock can grow, your stock can drop, So I'm going over the Senior Bowl's winners and losers, for this for the Senior Bowl. Now, looking at some of the winners that I had here on my list, and mainly, I'm gonna be honest, I was looking at some positions. I'm mainly looking at the offensive line because that's what the Bengals need so bad to protect Joe Burrow. So I was really concentrating and focusing in on linemen. And one of the linemen that I really liked over the course of the Senior Bowl that I watched highlights on was Quinn Meinerz. He's a D3 lineman out of Wisconsin Whitewater. I thought he was dominant in one-on-ones. He played well in the game. It just goes to show you, man, it doesn't matter, where you play football at. Somebody will see you if you're good enough. And this is a D3 talent where this guy, was dominating people. And I think you're going to see him possibly get drafted the second day of the draft, second or third round, especially where everybody's trying to get linemen and protect their quarterbacks. So I really like Quinn Meinerz. He has a mean streak. He was dominant. So that was a guy that I will keep my eye on in the draft. Another one is the tackle out of North Dakota State, Dylan Radnews. He has a lot of versatility. You can play him at tackle. You can move him to guard. Once again, a guy with mean streak, good footwork, very technical. Bengals need somebody that's mean and nasty on that line. You got to have somebody on that line to protect Joe Burrow and to open up holes for Joe Mixon. So I'm just looking for, obviously, with Frank Pollock as the coach coming in, you got to bring in fresh blood, fresh talent. So I really think that'll help. But I like Dylan a lot. I thought that he played well in the Senior Bowl, dominated one-on-ones as well. Another position may not be a high need, but if you're looking at it as far as the Bengals scenario go, and there's been a lot of rumors, not sure if it's going to be true or not, but there's a lot of rumors that Giovanni Bernard could possibly be out the door, and he could possibly be cut. If that's the case, if they decide to save that cap room, far as Giovanni Bernard, a running back that I would like to get to replace him is actually from his school. His name is Michael Carter, I believe, the running back for from North Carolina. This guy has skills, man. You talk about hands out the backfield, hard to tackle, hard to break down, always make the first guy miss. I seen him play against Wake Forest this year, and he stuck out then. Hard runner, got nice speed, can use him in the slot out of the backfield. I think it'll be a great piece if you can get him in the third round or something like that. That'd be a great piece for the Bengals to use because they need more than just Joe Mixon, and it's going to where the fact that you can't depend on one just bell cow running back. I know you got a few. Obviously, you got your Derrick Henrys, your top of the linebacks and stuff like that. But for the most part, you want to get another running back in there that can that you can put all over the field that can create mismatches. Excuse me. So Michael Carter is a guy that definitely can do that. If so if we let go of Giovanni Bernard, I would like to see us grab Michael Carter if he's there in the third round, or possibly fourth round there as a running back. I think they're both. I think they're a good talent. And just looking at Stephen Billups here, what about the guard for Bama? Unfortunately, now, looking at the guard from Bama, I was looking at a couple things there, Steve, and he didn't have a good week. He didn't have a good week. I'm not saying that he's not, talented. I'm not saying that I wouldn't get him in maybe the third round or if he dropped to the fourth or anything like that. His measurables is outstanding. So when he measure out, it's perfect. It's what you want to hear. Big guard, he about 350 pounds. Somebody that you would want on your line, but looking at him, footwork was very slow. He didn't do good in one-on-ones. He just didn't play well. He didn't really help his stock at all. He kind of hurt it a little bit. But he got a chance to make that up. A lot of other, combines and things like that. But if we could get him in like the fourth round or something like that, I'll take him. In the second or third round, I think that's high. I think there's a lot of offensive linemen that also have more versatility that you can move around, more so than Brown. He's definitely, definitely get drafted, things like that. But honestly, he was one of my losers of the draft. Of the Senior Bowl because he just didn't simply perform well, and I thought that if he performed well, he could possibly sneak in the back of the first round, which I don't think that's the case. Um, the case now after that performance. Let's see here. Tony Moron says Javonte Williams or Carter will be a good replacement for Gio. I agree. I like Javonte Williams as well. Very physical. Very physical. Will run you over. Definitely would be someone that I would take as well. Either one of those backs. Both of those backs was very, very, very good this year. So definitely definitely looking forward to see where we go with the draft. But unfortunately, Brown was one of my losers, the guard from Bama. There, he just did not perform well. All right, my next loser of the Senior Bowl was Jamie Newman, the quarterback that transferred to Georgia, decided to sit out due to COVID. Understandable, understandable, definitely. But this was a big moment for him to try to showcase his skills and let him know, like, hey, I'm an NFL quarterback. I didn't need this season. And unfortunately, it just didn't really turn out to be that. And it's unfortunate. He just did not play well. He was not accurate. Um, Jamie Newman did not help himself at all, and he's definitely a talent that I would have loved to see play college football this year. But unfortunately, we didn't, and this is what we got to go on. And Jamie Newman just did not perform well, lost a lot of stock there. And you're talking about maybe a day three pick. You're talking about anywhere in the sixth or seventh round now for Jamie Newman, who really could have improved his stock in the Senior Bowl. And the last guy that I didn't think performed well, that over the course of like the last 2 years has been very confusing, is the defensive tackle from Florida State, which is Marvin Wilson. This was a guy a couple years ago was going to be a first round draft pick coming out of college. It was pretty much set in stone. Then he had the injury, and then he came back, played this year, and he just didn't do much. Didn't generate a lot of pressure, didn't generate a lot of push, and in the Senior Bowl, he got manhandled in one-on-ones by virtually everybody, and then he did not play well in the game. He actually one of my losers, Deontay Brown, the guard from Bama, who wasn't great, but he was manhandling Marvin Wilson. So that's something where he's going to have to improve upon his combine. his pro day, things like that to help him, get to where back to where he was. Because you're looking at Marvin Wilson right now. You're looking at possibly mid second round pick now, possibly bumped down to third round. Just really unfortunate for his draft stock because over the just the course of time the last few years just hasn't been good. And now, just to let you know, if you hear background noise, it's just because we're getting the food together. For our later on in the show, where we'll have our vendors, where we'll go over our Super Bowl foods and give you ideas of where you can, order some of your Super Bowl desserts, foods, dip, all that stuff, beer. We got it all. Anyway, let me see. Go to the comments. You see my nephew's yeah, Amari Rogers is very good. J. Coop, he's very good for Clemson. He's explosive. He's tough as nails, honestly, to be his size. Very tough. Very tough. And you know what? To be honest, I wouldn't mind if we grabbed him in the later round. I think Amari Rogers played himself into a day two pick. I do not think he'll go in the first round, but second or third round, I definitely think he played himself into that. If he has a good pro day and continue it up with combine if he decides to do that. I definitely think he's a day two player. I think he'll make a lot of money in the league. Being a slot, I think he has that dynamic ability to help a lot of football teams. So yeah, Amari Rogers is definitely tough. I definitely seen him yesterday at the Senior Bowl. So all right, now it's time to bring on the co-host, my homegirl Tori. What's going on with you?
Not much, Coach. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, and like I said, I'm excited for this show. A lot of stuff happened, this week. We talk about trades. Lakers had a little slip up this week. Um, The Nets are busy. Bucks look out of sorts. Now you're looking at even my Mavericks looking awful. Um, and a lot of things going on. Bill continue to drop numbers, and they're just simply not winning games. They're not even really coming close to winning games. Let's start with the Jared Goff trade. Now this one kind of got to me a little bit because I'm reading everybody's comments, and I'm kind of confused. Why are so many people saying the Rams just won this trade by a landslide? I'm going to go to you first. Who do you think won the trade between the Rams and the Lions? So let me go over the trade for everybody that don't know the specifics. Jared Goff goes to the Lions. The Rams also give up first round pick in 2022, first round pick in 2023, and a third round pick this year for Matthew Stafford. Who do you think won that trade?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think the Rams won it
for
for
the
the
now factor. I
I
won't
think
say that
they
they won by a
won it,
landslide.
but
I
I
feel like they
think
gave
they
up way
did
too
too much
much, in my personal opinion,
for for
what
what
they
they
got.
got.
But
But
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
we're in
it's
this now
now
thing,
and
and everybody's
everybody's
thinking
thinking
about
about
winning now versus the
the
long
long
ball.
ball.
I
I
feel
feel
like
like we want to compete
now,
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 now.
and
And
because
because
of
of
that,
that,
we're making
we're making
it
it
quickly,
quickly,
hastily,
hastily, and maybe a little bit
right,
more
right,
aggressive
and
and
maybe
maybe
careless
careless
at
at
the
the
same
same
time.
time.
I
And
will
we
say
can
for the now, Rams have won.
The Rams. So see, to me, I know people. Jared Goff is not the greatest. I get it. I get Jared Goff is not the greatest, but I just feel like it was a lot. Like it's not like you're getting a guy that's really proven. You know, um, I, Matthew Stafford. I mean, I see his Lions team. They get up big, lose leads, and people be like, "Well, it's the defense." No, you got to continue to score. If you're the quarterback that you're supposed to be, you don't let teams come back from 21 down or two scores down in the fourth quarter. You find a way to keep. keep scoring or keep the ball to keep them off the field. My thing is, I think the Rams was being thirsty. I think this was a thirsty move. Because my question is this: does Matthew Stafford lead them past the Packers this year? That's my question to you. If Matthew Stafford was the quarterback instead of Jared Goff this year, do you think they beat the Packers?
I can't say they compete better, but do they get past the Packers? No.
They not beating them. That's my point. That's my point. When you make a trade like this, you gotta make sure that it's a substantial upgrade. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Stafford, but is he gonna take the Rams to the Super Bowl where they trying to get? To me, no. I don't think he has that in him. Granted he led them to a couple playoff berths, no playoff wins. We talk about we trading for a guy who hasn't even proven himself in the postseason. Um, I don't know. I mean, I understand they was trying to get rid of Goff. Period. That Goff was the scapegoat. He was the scapegoat.
Let's make sure that's what they were trying to get rid of.
Yeah, they was trying to get rid of him. He was the scapegoat with everything. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that happened and how quick he can get acclimated to the system. Because Sean McVay doesn't run an easy system to learn. So this would be definitely interesting.
But in your opinion,
Do you think which team do you think has gotten better?
The Rams. The Rams got better. I mean, the Rams got better. So I get what you're saying. As far as the Rams, and they are getting better. But it can't be a little bit better to the point, where they still lose in the playoffs in the same spot.
I don't think it's necessarily just about. I mean, yeah, probably the playoffs losing the same spot, but I think the whole golf
in general,
in general. I mean, like I said, they were trying to get rid of him. Let's call it what it was. And maybe, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. Maybe it was worth it to get rid of that bad.
Maybe. But you know what to say? Time will tell. So we'll see next year where the Rams are with Matthew Stafford. I just don't see him moving the needle enough to get them, to the Super Bowl. But however, you talk about, Drew Brees, maybe it for him. So the Saints, that opens up a door.
And then are the Packers still going to be the Packers next year? Because
a lot of pieces.
What about Aaron Rodgers? Will Aaron Rodgers be in next year?
That's a good question. They just signed, obviously drafted a quarterback last year in the first round, which I know for a fact Aaron Rodgers wasn't happy with that. He wasn't happy with that at all. I'm like, instead of giving me help, you draft my replacement?
Yep.
Like, so now you talk about Aaron Rodgers possibly going somewhere else. Now, but a team that I'm kind of looking at to see what they do at their quarterback position is the San Francisco 49ers. They've been trying to dangle Jimmy G out there for a while. And I think they know they need to upgrade their quarterback position too, because I think it shows that I don't think the 49ers are far away. Remember, they went to the Super Bowl and almost beat the Chiefs last year. And I think if they had a competent quarterback, they win.
Really?
Yeah, they was up 20-10 in the fourth quarter, and then they tried to and then they start saying, "Oh, please, Jimmy G, don't kill us. We're going to handcuff you, so you don't lose us the game." Instead of going out there and winning it, like when you playing a team like the Chiefs, you got to go win the game. You can't back your way into a win because they coming. Mahomes gonna make a late flurry, and they're not done. So it'd be interesting to see. And this is a comment I'm interested in too. What the Texans gonna do? Now, Deshaun Watson has said he going out. It's official.
I think it is. I mean, it's like for the Texans, but I think for Deshaun Watson, it's time to move. And for him, I think it's time. I don't think the Texas is it for him. What they're gonna do, I don't know. But I would love to see him roll on up to Indianapolis to the Colts.
No, I bet you would. I don't think they're gonna trade him within the division. I told people that. I don't think they'll trade him within the division. But hey, but my question is this: if Matthew Stafford worth 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick and a player, what the hell is Deshaun Watson worth? 5 first-rounders? I need your whole team almost. But if I'm the Texans, look here. And now, player-wise, I respect Watson. I definitely asked for a trade because what they doing down there in Houston, they almost ran worse than the Bengals. Okay, to drive out a quarterback at 25 years old in his prime, that's unheard of. So that means you had to be doing some serious foul play with that organization, running your organization, to have a guy like Deshaun Watson want out after he just got paid. But if I'm the Texans, you ain't going nowhere, bro.
You have to let him go.
No, I'm not letting him go. They are look. It's gonna be like the Carson Palmer situation. We gonna hold on to you until we get exactly what we want. This whole time they said, oh, well, because people act like Mike Brown was being a jerk. No, he was saying, "I'll trade you, Carson." He said, "I'll trade you, Carson, but I need to get what I want in return." So everybody was acting like, "Oh, the Bengals won't trade him. They're playing hardball." It wasn't that. Mike Brown said, "I wanted a first or possibly 2 first-round picks." And we ended up getting a first and a second that could have been a first depending on the record. And they ended up taking that deal. That was the deal that was suitable for the Bengals. And that's what the Texans are going to do. They're going to wait out and make and have a trade that's suitable for them. Because if they starting over, and I just looked at the market and what Matthew Stafford got, you got to come up off a whole bunch to get Deshaun Watson because he's that good.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really, in my personal opinion, there's not really any available quarterbacks to choose from too. On top of that, it's not I don't think it's a time also to let him go, let Watson go at this time. If you let him go and you're rebuilding, it's not the time of the quarterback, in my opinion. Not the time of available quarterbacks, decent quarterbacks, in my opinion.
Understandable. And just to go to a note here. A comment. He says he got that no trade clause though, so it's a little harder. They can't just take any offer. That's true. Because what was probably the smartest thing ever about Deshaun Watson. You can't send me just anywhere. You accept the trade. Hypothetically, they try to send him to the Jet. Even though he said the Jets was one of his destinations.
I think so.
I don't know. Like if I'm Deshaun, at some point, I think he holds out.
You think he should hold up?
You think he should hold up?
If I'm Deshaun, I hold out. And if I'm the Texans, I got to make sure I get the right pieces and send him to somewhere that he will accept. So this is a hard dynamic. This is not easy. This is not we just gonna trade you here and that's it, accept it and that's it. He gotta want the trade. You gotta veto. You gotta check it off. So he got kind of control here.
Yes, he does. And maybe that's the reason why he demanded what he demanded.
That's true. We'll see. But the way the Texans did Watson, man, I do want to see him out of there. I just know how the Texans gonna operate with him. Exactly. Let's see here. Chris Taylor said that was a thirsty batting trade. Ain't no way 33-year-old quarterback worth that. Injury prone as well. That's what I'm saying. Where everybody was like, ooh, Matthew Stafford. I'm like, give up all that though? Like, but that's the Rams. The Rams will give up draft picks for players. That's for sure. So we'll see. Let's see. James Harden of the NFL. I'm talking about Watson. Nah, I can't put that on Deshaun Watson,
No.
man. Come on, I can't do that. I can't do that to him. Because he's a humble dude. But he looking at this organization and it's like, hey, JJ Watt, we seen the clip. They walking off the field last game of the season. JJ Watt apologized to him. He know the organization trash too, and he trying to get out as well. He's like, hey, I'm sorry, bro. We wasted one of your golden years. And said once again, I'm sorry. Because he get it. He know Deshaun Watson is the truth. And if you put these numbers on a half competent team, they're probably close to the playoffs, if not make it. And for him to do all this, and they win 4 or 5 games, and then on top of that, they don't even have their first round pick. They traded their first round pick for an average left tackle. Newsflash: Deshaun Watson gets blasted every week, and you wasted, which is now the fourth pick for for that. So he looking like we trash. We have no first round pick. JJ Watt's headed out the door. You know what? It's time for me to go too. And I respect it. I hope he gets out of there. Because I don't want to see Deshaun Watson's career wasted. And uh we're looking at a player that's performing at a high level year after year after year after year after year, and they're just not going anywhere winning 4 or 5 games. That's just not it for me. You talking about watch this offseason fast suit? So you said that Deshaun Watson not gonna do that, man. Um, he gonna be professional. He go probably show up to work. Um, but you know, let's see. LOL. He doesn't play defense. Hey, I get that. I get that. But moving on here, because like I said, because that trade was crazy. I could talk about that for a minute, because I think that it was just way too much to give up for Matt Stafford. We get into the NBA.
I didn't know if you
We get into the NBA, and this week the Lakers was a little struggling there, Tori. We talk about a loss to the Pistons, a loss to the 76ers. You beat Boston last, that's a good win. I don't care if it's about one or not. I feel like that's a good win on the road. Bounce back, and get back going. Now, after watching some things, especially, you got teams starting to heat up in the West. You got, the Clippers is playing real well. I think they're flying under the radar, and I think that will help them, especially that for them not being the focal point of like, hey, they're going to the finals. They're kind of like flying under the radar. So, what you think with your Lakers? Yeah. Do you think do you think they're fine? Do you think they're coasting? Is there any moves you like to see them make?
I definitely feel like they're coasting. Just looking at the game, they look lazy. They kind of look like they were just chilling. Still no excuse in my opinion. We played Detroit with no AD. I don't. Looking at those games, so I will say I've said it since the season began. Our centerpiece uh, needs to improve. He's just not. He's not it. He can't keep up. He's slow. He's not the same player. I mean, everybody wants to talk about he's a great ball distributor and he can hit those 3 points. He ain't done none of the sorts, in my opinion, for us this year. And I've also looking at some of the games. We've long talked about how the Lakers' third piece. We said it. We stopped on KCP. I feel like that would be our third piece. We wanted it out of Kuzma, but Kuzma, we talked about it. He's not it. And looking at these last 3 games, KCP is missing. One of the games I think he hit 3 points here. We're used to at least giving a solid 10 or 12 out of him. On top of that, more and he's not seem to be shooting very well lately. And looking at the games, I do feel that that's part of the problem. Is our third piece. And and like I said, that centerpiece, and it's just if I want to see them make a move, I would like to improve our centerpiece for sure. You got, I mean, Paul, I think he, excuse me, Mark, or whatever, Gasol. He played all of 20 some minutes the other night and had 0 points. Yeah, you out there, you up there just taking space at that point. you know, on that nasty loss to Detroit. You know, it's if I want to see them make a move, it's definitely that centerpiece for sure. Uh, I would like to see everybody talking about we don't need Bradley Beal, but I don't think he could hurt. I would like to see him in that race too. But definitely the centerpiece, and I'm willing to part ways with Kuzma as well.
Well, dang. And sorry, if you hear echoing, I know. I seen in the comments, it's an echo, and I do, apologize about that. We had technical difficulties a little bit. That's why we started late, but hang in there, hang in there with us. But I do apologize about the echo for sure. Um, Lakers fine. They're fine. You ready to get rid of the whole team?
I said 2 players, and I've been ready to let them go since the beginning of the season.
I mean, you talk about Kuzma. He just, I don't know. Like, he takes bad shots, IQ low. He get cooked on defense as well. And Gasol, I told people about Gasol. He's not gonna give you nothing. He ain't getting nothing to the Raptors last year. Fat, out of shape, and just taking up space. He may make an occasional three. That's about it. I mean, but outside of that, but the Lakers gonna lose some games. They gonna coast. But it is what it is. I don't think y'all need a Bradley Beal. I know that's easy for me to say because I'm not a big Lakers guy, but I don't think Bradley Beal's needed. I think y'all be fine. I do think maybe like some. I really just think y'all. I think y'all good. Y'all deep. That's important, especially this year more so than ever. I think being deep is more important. They're just like I said, lost, and then the AD got hurt against the Pistons, which was a big factor. My thing was you can't lose still 15, 20 points to the Pistons, regardless if AD out or not. LeBron had 2 second half points, so you expected more from him.
Absolutely.
But that leads me into the next thing because there's a team in the East that you was telling me wasn't gonna work. It's the Nets. They look good. I know. Hey, I know everybody tell me it ain't gonna work. But without KD, they dropped 147 the other night. And then
on what team?
We ain't gonna talk about that.
We
ain't gonna talk about the team. But like this right here is a great to see. You know what I mean? Because everybody said these two was be the one to not mesh because virtually they play the same position, both ball dominant. KD don't really need the ball to be effective, but they do. But hey, this right here look like they happy to be, and for them to, and it's really hard. And I commend Harden in this aspect. He knew that this was KD and Kyrie's team. He just fit in where he fit in. Whether I need to be the point guard, dish out 12, 15 assists, I'll do that. If I need to get 30, I'll do that. And I think that is what's going to allow them to work. And then, just to give an update yesterday, you signed Iman Shumpert to help them defensively, so he can guard, one of the perimeter players. and take pressure maybe off of a Harden or a Kyrie to have to guard him. I think that was a huge signing. And I think eventually they'll get a buyout type of deal from JaVale McGee or something like that to add to the front court to help DeAndre Jordan. And I think you got to go through Brooklyn to get to them finals in the East. That's what it's looking like.
I mean, I never said that they wouldn't make the playoffs. I still don't. I'm still not bought in on it. But they can score. We knew that. But let me look at the teams they're playing though. They scored how many on what team was it? Who they play?
They haven't played anybody in my opinion.
Oh, look,
And then they're all
They haven't
high
played
school.
anybody in my opinion.
look,
And then they're all high scoring games.
when they dropped they played the Hawks. They played the
Hawks.
Hawks.
The Hawks.
The Hawks
Okay.
been rolling a little bit. They
The Hawks
played. They
been
beat
rolling
them
a little
132,
Yeah,
128.
they're all a
This
little
is
bit.
a little bit.
Let's talk
They
about
ain't that high.
You're forgetting about the whole other side of
The whole other
basketball.
side of
Defense.
basketball.
We know
Defense.
they can score the
We know
ball.
they can score the
But who
ball.
gonna play?
Who
Iman
gonna
Shumpert
You might
gonna guard
have to
everybody
guard
else?
everybody else.
And he gonna stop everybody until
Until
Kyrie,
Kyrie,
Harden, Kevin Durant learn to
learn
play
to play
defense. I'm
defense.
not buying in on that.
KD can play D.
Yeah, I
I
give
give
you
you
that.
that.
Yeah, he can play D.
I'm not
I'm
buying
not
in on that. Let's play defense. Play a team that's gonna get in their butts.
But
And then I like they've been rolling, but they ain't played nobody in my
team.
My thing is that if you can go, I just say defense is definitely, you got to be able to defend. That's kind of in every sport. Football's kind of changing a little bit. But um, if you can go out there and drop 130 on the team, I mean, no matter what, that's going to be hard because, I mean, you got three prolific scorers who can go out there really legit, give you 30 apiece, like on any given night. And to me, that's scary.
in a game, in a 7-game series, they don't look up. I mean, they made a big move to get Iman, but you still looking at it. There is no spread. There's still not. So in a 7-game series in the playoffs, I'm sorry, KD, they can't play. They can't afford to play 42 minutes every night.
But that's why the bench coming along. You get a Shumpert, you get a JaVale McGee, and then all of a sudden, you're looking and it's a different bench because now you starting guys like what's dude name? I want to say Bobby Brown. Like, come on, like you go back to the bench, little bruh. We bring in Iman, start that position. You go to the bench, more of a fitting role for you. JaVale, get him in because McGee gonna be a net eventually. Uh, we've been hearing it for a while. He's gonna be a net, but if you can, get those two guys in there, that extends your bench a lot, and then you can talk about reducing some of their minutes because that was a concern for me. Like KD coming out here playing 50 minutes, and things like that. That's not ideal for him coming off of Achilles. Let's get some of these comments here. We can go back to some of the Lakers one. Stretch 5 from Gasol. It ain't no stretch 5 if you can't make them. So what team's doing? They just letting him stand out there and shoot him, and he bricking them. So you can't be a stretch 5 if you're not making the three. That's the thing. Other bigs don't space the floor to complement AD and LBJ. That I agree, because Harrell hovers around the post. And let me just mention something about. I don't like Montrezl Harrell.
Really?
Every time he scores, it makes me mad. Whether it's for the Clippers, Lakers, it ain't because he's a Laker. I just don't like Montrezl Harrell.
Why?
To me, he's a bum. To me, he's a glorified garbage man. He ain't got no moves. Catch the ball, throw that little raggedy hook. Everything looks so ugly that you know how it is when you coach and you look at the other team and the guy that you don't expect make a shot. You're like, oh, he made that. Like, you know what I mean? That's how every time Harold score, I'll be like, oh, he made that. Like, it's annoying.
He has mastered
his ugly shot though.
I give it to him. The little floaters in the paint.
But it's
It counts too. I ain't denying that, but man, I hate when he score. And he be so fired up like he the best thing out there. Like you trash.
You just
Hey.
fired
But Nets giving up as
Thank
many points
you.
as they scoring.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
They are. But as long as they score more than the other team, it don't matter.
But they're not going to continue to do it against everybody.
Who can like really like legitly? Who can stop these three? Like even if two of them get going, only one got to just be okay. To me, that's hard. That's gonna be so hard. And we ain't talking about the shooters like Joe Harris, who gonna get open looks, and Stu, who's getting open looks and hitting. I just think they got a lot of weapons that you got to account for. What's up, Con man? Love the show. Appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, man, you're welcome anytime. We've discussed that plenty of times, so you're welcome anytime, Con man. Let's see here. Let's see how many. Let's see how. Okay, I'll see this. This is a edited comment. Let's see how happy they are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Regular season means nothing, but you got to grow camaraderie now. You got to get the rapport with each other now, because it can easily go south quick. So the fact that they are happy now is good. But I do want to see them go through some adversity, which they kind of did. You lose their first two games as a group. That kind of raised your eyebrow a little bit.
No, that was to be expected.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I expect them to come out and just ball. I expected them to have some hiccups. When they play a team that I feel is worthy,
a
a
decent
decent
team
team that plays defense, that's what they get in their butt. And if they win, and they win by a lot,
then
I'll
I'll
take
take
a
a
sip
sip
of the
of the
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
But
But
I
I
ain't
ain't
doing
buying
it just yet.
Mm. All right, there it is. Let's see. They beat the Hawks in 4 overtime.
Thank
It was one. It was just
you.
one overtime. You done added 3 more overtimes on there. Like, come on now. But no, it was overtime, and they did win by 4. They said now everybody wants to crown him. That's not it. I just look at the scoring. You can't stop all three.
I believe all you
I
gotta do is
believe
about
all you gotta do is about stop them one. You beat them.
Hey, it's easier said than done. Oh, Chris, can we just agree that my 76ers are the
There
best
we
team in the East?
go. There we go.
Right now, yes, Chris. I'll say it. The 76ers are the best team in the East right now. But Brooklyn is coming fast. And I want to see that matchup because Joel Embiid does have a huge advantage. I don't think DeAndre Jordan can do much with him. But once again, Ben Simmons. Is he going to be consistent? Is he going to come with it? We don't know. We really don't know. I just got to see more consistency out of Ben Simmons. That's all I want to see before I crown the Philadelphia 76ers. I, it's Ben Simmons for me. You see him in games where he looks dominant. He's looked LeBron-esque. And then it's other games where he got 6, 8 points, 5 rebounds, and like 8 assists, and it's like that's not gonna get it done. He's your second best player on the team. He has to perform every night. So that's my thing, and it's no doubt Joel will have 38 and 15. I said that. Won't nobody stop him. But I worry about the other guy. Is Tobias Harris an All Star? I don't think so.
No,
Not right now.
no.
You got too many guards and forwards that's I think playing well. I think he's definitely playing at a higher level, but I don't think he's an all star yet. Let's see here. Alrighty, so we're gonna move on a little bit here, and we're gonna talk the Milwaukee Bucks. They have been struggling here. This week you lose to the Pelicans.
Mm.
Uh, Turn around the next day, lose to the Hornets, and it's not the fact that they're losing. They're getting blasted. I mean, at one point they were down 35 points on Friday night. So my question to you, Tori, is: are the Bucks contenders anymore, or are they just kind of going through the mode, and then we're just kind of holding on to what the Bucks used to be these last few years?
Um, I would definitely say in the beginning, I thought for sure that they were a contender. Watching them as of late, I would question that. Um, they're struggling, like you said, they're not just losing. It's one thing to lose, you expect that,
Mm.
but when you are getting blasted,
I mean, it's not close.
it's not. It's room for very big concern. And you're talking about last year the MVP, his defensive. Didn't he win the defensive award as well? And I think that's where we're wrong. They're a contender because they have last year's MVP. And what did he? And that's the crazy thing about these games is he's still doing his numbers.
Hmm.
So my question to you though is, what do you think is the issue with the Milwaukee Bucks?
Coach Mike Budenholzer is the problem. He's terrible. Um, this is a guy. Normally he's a regular season coach. Um, but to me, he trusts the bench a little too much. Like, and what I mean by that is, I was watching the Pelicans game. They had came back. They was down like 30 plus. They came back to cut it to 9 in the beginning of the fourth quarter. He took Giannis out while he was cooking, and they went back down to 15, 16. Like, why are you doing that for? Like, Giannis was hot. He was rolling. He was bringing them back. And because since you have a set rotation when people supposed to come in, you take out your MVP and your Defensive Player of the Year. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. As T does to me, and he hasn't changed. He's never changed. Even with those old Atlanta Hawks teams, where I think it was a 60-win team that one year, and they went up against LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they got swept. Um, it's just the way he handles the rotations, the way he handles the bench, and I think they're in flux. The Drew Holiday piece is new for them, and their bench is not as deep as it was, and he's still trying to use it the same,
The same way.
and that I think is killing him.
So do you think that he's too much analytics versus?
That too. I mean, all that kind of stuff is analytical to me. This player can't play this amount of minutes because of this, you know, and that's where I say analytics is killing the game. Has it helped the game a lot or helped sports? Of course, but this is where it hurts the game. I mean, there's no reason if my best player is cooking, and I'm talking about getting and one after and one after and one, and making threes and leading us back. He's staying on the court. He's not coming off unless he tell me I'm tired. I need a quick blow.
Mm-hmm.
But because I seen Giannis go to the bench, it was a quick snippet. When he pulled him out, Giannis was kind of like, for real.
And Giannis is an emotional player. On top of that, I feel when his emotions are coming into winning, sometimes emotions can get in the way. But when he's cooking like that, you don't cut them out. He got so many minutes that goes out the window when you come within 9 points of the game. You keep feeding that hot hand at that point.
It's that simple. It's that simple. Feed the hot hand until he get cold, and then we'll go somewhere else. It ain't that hard. I'm just, I think it's Budenholzer. I think he should have been fired last year after losing 4-1 to the Heat. You don't lose to the. I'm sorry. I got the MVP on my team. You was the number 1 seed, mowing through people the whole year, even in the bubble, and then you get to the playoffs and second round, I should say, and you can barely get a win. I mean, the Heat should have swept them, to be quite honest with you. That's where for me it was eye opening, and I thought he should have been gone. I would have fired him.
You don't think any of that had to do to the effect of the bubble?
I think the bubble saved a lot of people's job, but then again, it ain't saved Doc Rivers. They got him up out of there. You blew a 3-1 lead, you up out of there. I don't care if it's the bubble or what. Peace.
So how many chances did Doc Rivers have?
He had a lot with the Clippers. He did have a lot with the Clippers. I mean, he blew 2-3-1 leads with the Clippers. I mean, so I understand that. But a lot of people saying due to the bubble, it was rumors that the Clippers didn't really want to be there. So I thought maybe they would keep him, even though I was on the verge. I said I would fire Doc Rivers too.
Hmm.
I said him, Mike Budenholzer should have been gone. It should have been gone. You don't blow 3-1 leads, and then as the number one seed, you don't come and lose 4-1,
No.
and really it's not even close. So to me, I thought he should have been fired. But hey, that's why you're getting that this year. What are they, 11-8? That's not the Bucks standard. You know what? Normally, right about this time, they at least about 15-4, 17-2. You know, so it's definitely a step back. But for them, they have made the statement. It ain't about the regular season for us. It's about the postseason now. We passed being number one seeds. We're past that. We got to try to focus and hunker down for the playoffs. So maybe this is what's going on, but I don't see the same Bucks team that I've been seeing in the years past. Moving on, couple topics before we get into the real good stuff, which is the Super Bowl treats. Um, the Mavericks, my Mavericks, they've been struggling. I can't sit up here and deny it. My Mavs stink, y'all. That hurts for me to say. We are hovering right now at 8-12. We've lost 4 in a row, maybe 5, and we have no signs of playing better. I'm gonna be critical. I'm gonna be critical of a person you don't think I'll be critical of. Luka Doncic.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
I know. Now don't get me wrong. We've been hurt.
Yeah.
We've been beat up due to COVID. We haven't had the lineup that we thought we would have. They just now started to play together with Luca, Josh Richardson, Finney Smith, Tim Hardaway Jr., and KP. They haven't been in the lineup together. My issue is this with Luca, and I hate to say it. It's starting to feel like Russell Westbrook. Put up triple doubles, you get your stats, but it's not winning. Like we're not winning. Um, Gotta make the assists. Gotta just doing too much on his own instead of letting the game come to him. Um, and to be quite honest, he's not a great 3-point shooter.
No.
And I thought that was something that would be improved from his rookie year to now, because it's not like he has a bad shooting stroke. So you think it would improve, but been throwing up a lot of bricks. I look at his stat line: 2 for 8 from three, 3 for 11, 1 for 6. That's like that's very Westbrookish. Uh, to me, I think we need another playmaker on offense.
Okay.
I think if there's a way, I will put our name in the Bill sweepstakes. We need it bad, especially on that perimeter. Tim Hardaway Jr. makes oh my God, he makes me so mad. You talk about a guy that'll put up 25 one night, 8 the next night. Very frustrating. Um, and he cannot be your third option. You know what I mean? Tim Hardaway Jr. cannot be your third option. You can't rely on him every night in and night out. And then you talk about Kristaps Porzingis' injury issues. Sometimes he's bumped to that number 2 role. That's not ideal,
Sure.
and especially if you're trying to compete in the Western Conference. I don't know if we make the playoffs.
I think you hit it on the nail when you said another playmaker.
Need one.
That, I think that's a definite. I definitely think they need that. A part of I think of Luka's performances lately, I feel he has in his mentality he has to do it because who else is gonna do it?
That's true. That's true.
And to do that takeaway, I like. Um, I will agree with you on the 3 point side. I personally thought that it would get better each year. He evolved.
It's
That
gotten worse.
it's not looking too pretty, but I do think there's a lot of pressure as far as they have injuries that is affecting them too. But I do think you hit it on the nail when you said another playmaker.
Yep. We need another playmaker
He
bad.
can do everything.
Yeah, he can't.
It's not working.
Because sometimes I want to be able to pass the ball to one of my other wings, and they be able to break down and
Hmm.
maybe kick it to me for a shot or opportunity instead of me doing the facilitating, create my own shot, gain shots for others.
Yeah.
He does have a lot that he's managing, but that's what it is when you all star a superstar. We say Luka Doncic is a superstar, and I think the pressure of him, not necessarily living up to, because he's living up to it, but I think it was the team overall expectations is gotten to him. We
Hmm.
pushed the Clippers to the brink really with just Luka, no KP for most of the series, and you thought maybe when they come back healthy, add some pieces that it could be like Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers, and Mavs all in one combo, and it hasn't happened. Just hasn't been able to string wins together, and it's concerning. This is not an 82 game season. This is
No,
72. I know 10 games don't sound a lot, but
but
it's a
it is.
difference.
It makes a difference.
So we got to start winning,
Yes,
and we got to start winning in a hurry if we're gonna make the
you got to
playoffs.
make that turn now.
It's that simple. And another guy we got to talk about here, who I feel sorry for, Bradley Beal. Um, it's been the hashtag going around, free Beal. And it's so funny, that it seems like they catch a picture of him every time looking so sad, so miserable, head in his towel, looking like he's just about to cry. Um, where would you like to see Bill go? He has to get out of Washington. I know where you like to see him go. You said that earlier, get a Bradley Beal or something of that nature. But
But I guess seeing Bradley Beal where he can go and contribute to the team, the Lakers do not need him. It would be nice to have him.
understandable.
They don't need him. I think when you said it was the Mavs, um, I think that would be a tremendous help from him, and the Mavs as well. I think that him and Luca would mesh well.
I got a team for you. If this team was serious, what about the Sixers?
For who? Who are you giving up?
I'm sending them Tobias Harris. I'm sending them Tyrese Maxey is a nice young guard. Send them there. And mass first round picks. And I'm bringing him to Sixers if I'm Daryl Morey and the GM. You have Joel Embiid, you have Ben Simmons. Your draft picks aren't going to be worth nothing. They're going to be late bottom of the first round for the most part. If you're trying to win the East, well, forget trying to win the East. If you're trying to beat the Lakers and win the championship, and even to me, beat the Nets, you need more firepower.
I agree.
And I think Bill would be a good fit because it's not like Ben Simmons take a whole bunch of shots or anything like that. And I think you got him, Bill, and Embiid. You talk about maybe a championship contender. I mean, even though obviously they're number one in the East, but I think that solidifies them a little bit more.
I can see it. Uh, I think that's a really good fit. I tend to forget about the Sixers, even with them being number one in the East. But those three, I can see that working well. I think it would help Bill tremendously. He could go from this continuous losing streak to win and contender at that point. Do I think that the Wizards would go for that trade? What else do they have to lose? At this point, they're not winning.
That's my thing, And Bill's a good guy, He said, I want to win. And he said, I want to figure it out in Washington. But you're not going to figure it out there, bro. They gave you Westbrook. And this is a person, last time we checked, 163 points on 163 shots. And that means we're not, the free throws, we're not even counting them. So that means he's bricking. He's doing some serious bricking. I knew this one gonna go well. I feel bad for him. But a question to you before we move on to our Super Bowl. Super Bowl discussion and our Super Bowl foodies. Um, do you think like because somebody told me Bradley Beal he putting up numbers, but they call it empty calorie stats, where he put up a whole bunch of money, but I mean, but a bunch of points, but it doesn't equate to winning. How do you feel about that?
Uh, that's
That's
kind of
kind of
hard.
hard to say.
That's what I said. When a person dropping 40 like that,
You
But you
still
still
gotta
gotta
make
make the
like
shot. Like you can't just
that's
that's
skill
skill
at
at
that
that
point.
point.
Like
Like
you
you
can't
can't
knock
knock somebody's
somebody's skill.
skill. You
You
don't
don't
just
just go
go
out
out
and
and
drop
drop
40
40 points on an
on
instant.
it.
That's tough to say. I wouldn't say that. No.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And but like I said, a lot of stuff happened with the NBA. It seems like some weekly something goes on, so it's definitely excited, to talk that. Now we get into the portion of the show where we um had some great vendors, food vendors, for us. Uh, hold on, I'm trying to make sure we got everything together going on here.
Hold on. Let me for before we switch over,
Right.
you can go ahead and do that. We have some food. That it does need to be. You will have some background noise. It needs to be heated.
Yes.
Um, we don't want cold food.
So while that's going on, we could discuss the Super Bowl. Really quick. Um, Patrick Mahomes, versus Tom Brady. This is like old school, new school. Goat versus baby goat. So first of all, let's get into it. Who do you got? Who are now? Remember, I said do not bet against Brady. I don't care how I don't care how it looks, uh, or how it happens. They will find a way to win if Tom Brady is out there. Now, who you got? Chiefs or Bucks?
I would
I
say
would say this
this
year's
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl game
game has
has definitely
have
had
me
me
excited.
excited.
It is
It is
kind of
kind of
a
you see a
lot of
lot of similarities between
Mahomes
Mahomes and,
and and
and
Brady.
Brady.
Just
It
as
just
far
as far even the way that both of their careers began.
began.
Uh,
Uh, but
but I'm gonna keep
on
on
my
my
train,
train.
stay
Stay on
on.
my train.
I'm a
I'm
bet
gonna
against
get
Brady.
Brady again.
I
I
got
got the Chiefs in this one.
I
I
think
think,
or
or
I'm
I'm
hoping
hoping
for a
for a
pass
passing of the
from
throne
I
this Sunday.
I hope so too. And don't get me wrong, I don't like Tom Brady. For the people that's out there, I don't like Tom Brady. I really don't. However, you can't bet against the man. And I'm looking at the Chiefs, and I'm looking at their offensive line, who suffered some crucial injuries in the AFC Championship game. Their left tackle Eric Fisher tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
I believe they were, out there right tackle and another lineman as well. And I'm looking at the defensive front of the Buccaneers. I'm looking at JPP. I'm looking at Dominican Sue. I'm looking at Shaquille Barrett, those guys that get after the passer. Now, Mahomes can move, but remember, he had a little toe issue on top of that neck injury, concussion, that he had. So being able, forcing him off the spot, forcing him, to move could be, an issue. So that what concerns me about the Chiefs. If they had their offensive line and everything intact, I
I
probably
probably
would
would.
pick them, but I
And that
can't.
and that's what my number one concern was looking at even the previous matchup
when
when
Brady
Brady won within the
Mahomes
Mahomes
Brady
Brady
match.
matchup.
They
They
won
won when they got pressure on Mahomes,
Hmm.
and they will most certainly, for sure,
without a
without a
doubt
doubt, get pressure on him next Sunday.
uh,
Uh, Mahomes can move, like you said, and that's what I'm banking on is that they are going to expect it. They're going into the game knowing that they are down these players. The Bucks defense. I mean, just last week we saw how they got at it,
Hmm.
and I hope that the Chiefs are paying attention to that film because they're going to be at it this coming Sunday.
I'm still hoping to see for a pass
I'm still hoping to see for a pass on the throw. That might be my slight dislike for Tom Brady. Maybe I'm just tired of seeing Tom Brady. I will not knock his greatness, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Going with the Chiefs. I thought about it. I gotta go Bucks. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Bucks to win the Super Bowl. I don't want them to win though. That's the whole thing. But I'm looking at you know what they're up what they have, and they're loaded. If you look at the Bucks, they're really loaded in a sense. They're really loaded. And partners, as we get this food together, yeah, it's looking good. I know. And I can't wait to talk about it. But um, they got a lot. They got a lot of weapons.
You mean the revamped Patriots?
Yeah, Antonio Brown, Gronkowski. They got and then Brady, but they got Scotty Miller, Godwin, Evans. And I like Bruce Arians as a coach too. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Bruce Arians because I feel that he don't talk about hiring African American coaches. He doesn't. Their whole coordinator system is African American, and we talk about a time where we're basically not getting an opportunity to step into some of these coaching roles.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at their offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich, African American. Harold Goodwin, African American. Todd Bowles, African American. So this is definitely exciting, and I would like for them to definitely win. Now, what we have here is the Super Bowl foodies. We have some great local caterers and food vendors that we gonna try, and especially for Super Bowl Sunday. It's perfect foodies, and that's what I like to call them, foodies. But I want to introduce the caterers and the businesses who provided this for us today. And first of all, we want to say we appreciate it. First off, we want to thank Miss Camille Willis Barnes and her Time with You space, giving us the space to do this and allowing us to do this. She actually kind of came up with the idea. So we definitely thank her for that. She has a Facebook page, Time with You. Make sure you go like that page, share that page, have different events. You're talking about, maybe birthday parties or, any type of, heck, someone just, had an engagement here. And that's great. You have birthday dinners, multiple things that you can have in the space that would definitely, be a good look for you. She'll definitely deck it out, have it looking good. So, Time with You. Make sure you like that page on Facebook. Also, now we're going to start off with Alexis D's Mood Catering, where we're going to try some chicken wings we have here, which looks very, very good, by the way. Let's see here. We have mild. We have Parmesan garlic. We got the mambo flavor.
Mambo
Mambo flavor.
flavor. And then there's the jerk.
And the jerk. So we definitely about to try this out. And once again, she has a Facebook page as well. Alexis D's Mood Catering. Now, when you spell this out, obviously it's Alexis, Alexis, D apostrophe S, D Mood Catering. Look that up. She actually, something down there at Philly Market at times. You can also, she'll have her information where you can Cash App, Venmo her, and order through direct call and text messages as well. So diving into one of these wings here, because I definitely want to. Which one we gonna try first? Are we going Parmesan garlic?
You want to we can go Parmesan garlic.
We going Parmesan
We go
garlic.
Parm.
Yeah, I'm going.
Lift up my mic a little bit, y'all. Try it. I love wings.
It does taste good.
Good.
It has just a little slight kick to it. I like kick though.
Right. Right. Nice little kick to it. And it's not like so commercial with the sauce. It's Parmesan, they give you that standard Parmesan sauce. You can tell this sauce got some home touch on it. And I like it.
I like it. Me too.
This is definitely good here. I'm taking one of my vitamins. Now, my face not looking at that. Excuse me. Y'all know I love wings. All right. So what we got next?
I'm gonna pick the jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken. Jerk. Those different flavors too. When y'all make this order this week.
Now that one hit me. Mm-hmm. I like this one.
Great. So we'll try the Parmesan garlic and the Caribbean jerk. And they got that kick to it.
They got a kick to it.
Nice flavor. Like I said, you can tell this stuff got that home touch on it. Not commercialized. I know it's easy to go there, order the give me 50 spicy garlic. Why not put a little? You get you some real good chicken that's they're gonna take their time with the sauce. And it's very good. So we'll go with mild next.
Let's go with mild.
All right.
You're gonna put them splashes up in the face.
It's good when the sauce lands by your eye. I got it. But definitely, the sauce by your eye. But no, these wings are great. We're gonna try this
last one. And this was the Mamba.
The Mambo?
Mamba?
Mambo? I believe it's Mambo.
Yeah,
Mamba.
Mamba. We just say Mamba.
Okay. Mm. These are good wings.
I'm going.
These are good wings, for sure. Make sure, like I said, make sure ahead of time. Don't, on a Friday, let her know how many wings you need, all that stuff. The number is up. Let me put that up for you guys just in case you need the info. There it is. The telephone number is up. You can order these anytime. Now we're doing pre-orders only. Due to COVID-19. So make sure you get your orders in. Don't wait. Super Bowl Sunday, where she's probably swamped. And you're trying to expect 50 wings. And don't do that. But however, get your pre-orders in. You will not be disappointed in these wings. Y'all know me. I love wings. So I tell you, they want hit. These wings are good.
Right. Moving on.
What we got here? Oh, there we go.
We got the spring rolls going.
Well, we got the exotic egg roll from Sienna Marie. Now, as you can see, the menu, Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. You have buffalo chicken egg rolls, normal chicken. You got shrimp egg rolls, and you got the veggie egg rolls as well. Where do you even want to start? We got sauces too, don't we?
Yeah.
So it's looking like what we got here.
What is this? A sweet pie? A sweet chili? Maybe a sweet pie? We have a sweet pie sauce.
Okay.
Uh, and then we have
Is that a spicy mayo? Spicy mayo. That look like the spicy mayo right there.
Okay, spicy mayo.
So you got the egg rolls with the sauces to definitely go with it. Where we start? I mean, they all good.
I don't.
We go to Philly cheese.
How you know which one is the Philly cheese?
The Philly cheese one is you can see that it's darker.
Philly cheese is the
The
darker.
dark one.
That's what I thought. So I got Philly cheese here.
Okay.
I'm going to dip mine in a little spicy mayo. I want to see what that spicy mayo here for. I love spicy food. So let's see what we got here.
No double dipping.
No double dip. So that's why I'm gonna give me a good dip. All
I dip
right.
mine in the chili.
You got the sweet
Pie
chili over here.
chili.
Now, these egg rolls. She got something going on with these egg rolls, especially the sauce too.
Yeah, sauces.
You gotta try the spicy mayo.
Ooh, I'm gonna dip
It
mine.
ain't, cause it really ain't that spicy, but it give it a little tang, and I like it. This is good.
I do like the spicy mayo.
Excuse me, this is so good. All right, thumbs up on that Philly cheesesteak egg roll, cause that definitely was hitting the spot. Now what we gonna get into? Buffalo chicken. What we gonna veggie?
I'm gonna break it to find out which one is which. This is
That little
veggie. Mm-hmm.
We got veggie going on.
We got
I
a
believe it's
veggie
veggie
going
too.
You want to use the
Yeah,
This ideally you use the Thai sauce for the veggie.
I'm sticking with the spicy man, but I'm split it up so the other half I can get the Thai. I need both of those.
I like that Thai. It's
All right.
good.
So go ahead with the little. Just the veggie one right here, y'all.
Even if it's veggie, it still has a good taste to it. The sauce is that turning point for you as well.
Jenny, your phone died. You can sit down. All right. Well, wait. Hold on. Okay. Well, I use this chili sauce for
Oh, you want to try the chili sauce?
Yeah, hold on. I want to try chili sauce. Sorry, I gotta try the chili sauce with you.
No, I was begging.
Because I haven't even dipped in that.
Buffalo goes good with the chili sauce too.
I like the sweet chili.
The sweet chili is good.
I like it a lot. That's good stuff. I'm definitely ready.
We're ready to try.
You right? Need you to chew a little fast.
All right, though.
Moving on.
We got the buffalo
We
chicken.
got the buffalo chicken.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited for this.
I'm excited for this one as we know.
Let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna do my no sauce.
No sauce.
No sauce.
I'm sorry, Jeremy.
As expected, it does not need sauce. It's really
No.
good.
It doesn't need sauce, but the sauce gives it a
For the
little.
buffalo chicken is very strong. You don't need no sauce in there.
You don't really need sauce. But
at
the sauce is
all.
good too.
Very
Very
good.
good.
Um,
Um,
so
so
this
this
is
is
exotic
exotic
egg
egg
rolls.
roll.
Once
Once
again,
again,
made by
made by
Sienna
Sienna
Marie.
Marie.
And
And
once
once
again,
again,
follow their
follow their
page. They
page.
have
They
a
have a
Facebook page as well.
Facebook.
Exotic egg
Egg
rolls. Like, share,
there.
and make sure you put your orders in for the Super Bowl. Um,
Um,
I'm saying I might have to put my order in.
I'm saying
These egg
these,
rolls
these egg
definitely
rolls
was good.
definitely was good.
Chicken wings has been
Chicken
good.
wings been
So
good.
haven't
So
disappointed not
haven't
one bit.
disappointed not one
Make sure
bit.
you keep
Make sure
supporting
you
your
keep supporting
local
your
vendors for
local
sure.
vendors for sure.
Now
Now
we got
we got
Freaka sauce,
Freaka sauce.
and
And
with this,
with this,
not only does
not
she
only does
has
she have
dips and
dips and
sauces,
sauces,
she has
she has
wings as
wings as
well,
well,
with
with
several
several
different
different
marinades.
marinades.
And
And
you can go to
go to
her
her page.
page as well. Freaka sauce.
Uh,
I'll pull up her
her info.
information. Um,
Um,
let's see here. Oh, I don't know what happened to it. Let's see here. But
but
no,
no,
follow her
follow her
page,
page,
Freaka
Freaka
sauce.
sauce.
That's
That's
FREKA
FREKA.
apostrophe S sauce. Freaka sauce.
Yes.
It has everything
It
on
has
there.
everything on there.
Videos,
Video,
pictures
pictures
of what the
of
food
what the
looks
food
like.
looks like.
I can tell
I
you
can tell
right
you right
now,
now,
this
this
wing
wing
look
looks
immaculate.
immaculate.
It does look phenomenal.
It
It
looks
looks
great.
great.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
dip it
dip it
in.
in.
No, I think you're supposed to.
No, you don't.
You don't dip it in the
I'll dip
sauce.
the wing in the sauce, so I get the chick. I get the little chips. Okay.
This is a what is this? This was a turkey,
It's a ground turkey.
ground turkey
So
So
queso.
ground
ground
turkey.
turkey.
Yes, and
Okay.
it also has the spinach. Not
And this is
And
the
this is the
queso.
queso.
yes, the
This
cake.
is the
This is the
queso
queso
dip.
Ground
dip.
turkey queso dip.
I heard
Alright,
this was
this
a
is
bomb, so
bomb.
I want. Dang,
Hey,
Tori.
Tori.
That is good. I think it's a perfect blend of queso and turkey.
Yes.
Um, sometimes you get one so soupy and one's not.
Yep.
Has maybe to overpower with the meat. Definitely, this is a good blend. It's a good taste
And I
I
like
for
like
sure.
I like
I
the
like the
thickness
thickness
of it.
of it.
Yeah.
Don't give
Don't
me
give me
the
the
queso
queso
running
running
off with
off with
shit.
shit.
You
Soupy,
know,
queso soup.
this is
This is
this tastes great,
great.
and
And
definitely
definitely
good
good.
dip there. And one thing I want to say, man, we got
We
some
have some
talented
talented
people
people
around the
around the
city,
city,
that you
that you
have to
have to
really
really
kind of
kind of
look
look
into.
into.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Like
said,
I said,
even with
even
the
with the
time with
time
you
with you
space,
space,
event
event
planning.
planning,
Some of these
some of these
local
local
food
food
vendors that
vendors
we
that we
have,
have,
Alexis
Alexis
D's
D's
Mood
Mood
Catering,
Catering,
Exotic
Exotic
Egg
Egg
Rolls, and
Rolls, and
Freaka
Freaka
Sauce.
Sauce.
I
I
mean, we
mean,
have
we
to
have to
start
start
shopping
shopping
local
local
and start
start
supporting
supporting
locally
local
because
because
this
this
is
is
outstanding
outstanding
food.
food.
Um,
Um,
the
the
wings,
wings,
uh,
uh,
it
it
makes you
makes
not
you
even
not even
want to
want to
step foot
step
in
foot in
BW3s no
BW3s no
more.
more.
No.
These
These
egg
egg
rolls,
rolls,
excellent,
excellent,
excellent.
excellent.
And then you
Then you
have,
have,
Freaka
Freaka
sauce
sauce
that
that
has the
has the
wings. I
wings. I
haven't
haven't
even
even
been
been
into
into
yet. I
yet.
just
I
had
just
the
had the
queso,
queso,
which it
which
has
has
that
that
thickness,
thickness,
I'm ready to try
flavor.
this too.
It's
it's
good.
good.
So
So
I'm about to
I'm
dive
about
into
to
this
dive into
Oh,
wing.
well, this wing is looking at.
I dive into this wing.
wang.
That's our special freaking sauce.
Mm, it was good. It was good.
Oh my.
And this is her special. Is it Freaka sauce? Freaka sauce is freaking good. Um,
Yeah.
that's good.
Hey, look.
We should
Your
name
name
that
that
Freakers Freaking
freaking
Good.
good.
Cause
Cause
it's
it's
good.
good.
Um,
Um,
the way
the way
the
the
chicken is
chicken is
cooked,
cooked,
Yes.
um,
um,
through all
through
the
all the
wings,
wings,
doesn't give
doesn't
you
give you
that
that
rubbery
rubbery
taste.
taste.
At
Yeah,
the very,
You
nice
know,
and I
texture.
I
can't do
can't do
that. That's
that.
what
That's what
BW3s be
BW3s be
offering. A
offering. A
lot of
lot of
these
these
chicken
chicken
wing
wing
spots
spots
order up
order
if
up
you
if
don't
you
say
don't say
well
well
done,
done.
you in
You in
trouble.
trouble.
Cause you're
Cause
gonna
you
get
gonna get
that
that
rubbery
rubbery
piece of
piece
meat
of
in the
meat in
middle,
the
and
middle,
I
and I
can't
can't
stand it.
stand it.
And but
But
these
these
wings did
wings did
not
not
disappoint.
disappoint.
So
So
once
once
again,
again,
guys,
guys,
you want to
you
have a
want to have
Super
a
Bowl
Super Bowl
party?
party?
Why
Why
call
call
BW3s where you got
BW3s where you
some of
got
your
some of your
local
local
vendors?
vendors?
They
They
came
came
through
through
for us
for us um,
relatively
relatively
kind of quick
quick
notice, really,
notice,
because we
really,
started
because we
putting
started
their
putting
things
their
together.
things
So
Friday.
Friday, We really put this in motion
on
Friday.
Friday.
They
They
got
got
everything
everything
together,
together,
made
made
sure it
sure it
was
was
here
here
available
available
to
to
us,
us,
and we
and we
want to
want to
thank
thank
you.
you.
You know, Time
Time
Out
Out
with
with
Coach
Coach
Cam
Cam,
thanks
thank
you.
you.
For the opportunity to try your
Try your
food.
food.
But
But
once
once
again,
again,
for the
for the
people that's
people that's
watching
watching
now, for
now,
the
for the
people that
people that
always
always
go
go
back to
back to
watch,
watch,
please,
please,
Alexis
Alexis
D's
D's
Mood
Mood
Catering,
Catering,
Exotic
Exotic
Egg
Egg
Rolls
Rolls
by
by
Sienna
Sienna
Marie,
Marie, and
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 Freaka
Freaka
Sauce,
Sauce,
where they
where they
have
have
wings,
wings,
even
even burgers,
burgers, even
even
infused
infused
chicken wings. They got it all. So
chicken wings.
with this, if you ordering
If you
stuff
ordering
for the Super Bowl,
stuff for the
hosting a
Super Bowl,
party,
hosting a party,
check out these
check out these
vendors,
vendors,
shop with them,
shop with them,
because like I
because
said,
like
this
I
food is
said, this
good
food
and
is
you will
good and you
not
will
be
not be
disappointed
disappointed
at
at
all,
all.
not
Not
even a
even a
little
little
bit.
bit.
Alexis has a brunch menu too, and a lot of vegan dishes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So
So
with Alexis, is really, and
really,
I'm
and I'm
glad
glad
that
that
was
was
mentioned.
mentioned.
It's
It's
not
not
where
where
it's
it's
all
all
chicken
chicken
wings,
wings,
all
all
this.
this.
She
She
makes
makes
healthy
healthy
meals.
meals.
I
I
know on
know
her
on her
page
page
she
she
has
has
calories
calories
broken
broken
down,
down,
different
different
things
things
like
like
that.
that.
Fits
Fits
the
the
vegan.
vegan.
If you're
If you're
vegan,
vegan, you
you can
can
eat
eat
there as
there as
well.
well.
So
So
even if
even
you're
if you're
having a
having a
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl
party
party,
and you maybe don't eat meat, still,
still,
you can contact one of these vendors, and Alexis
Alexis
D's, and
D's, and
also
also
she
she
has
has
cauliflower
cauliflower
wing.
wings.
Can't
Can't
beat
beat
that.
that.
Can't
Can't
beat
beat
that at
that at
all.
all.
Like I
Like I
said,
said,
freaking
freaking
sauce was
sauce was
great.
great.
Wings was
Wings was
great
great
there,
there,
and the
and the
exotic
exotic
egg
egg
rolls.
rolls.
I'm gonna
I'm
be
gonna be
ordering
ordering
from
from
these
these
vendors
vendors
soon,
soon
because
because
it's
it's
quality food from quality people. So make sure we shop
so make sure
locally,
we shop
support
locally,
locally
support
for this
locally
Super Bowl
for the Super
Sunday,
Bowl Sunday,
and have a
and
ball,
have a
order your
ball, order
wings,
your wings,
but
but
shop with these
shop with these
ladies. They're
ladies.
doing a
They're doing a
wonderful
wonderful
job,
job,
um,
um,
and and we
and we
gotta
got to
support each
support
other.
each other.
It's that
It's that
simple.
simple.
Now,
Now,
you
you
can't
can't
have a
have a
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl
party
party
without
without
beer.
beer.
Now, of
Now, of
course,
course,
everybody
everybody
go
go
out and
out and
get
get
Bud
Bud
Light,
Light,
that
that
water.
water.
Everybody,
Everybody,
Miller
Miller
Lite,
Lite,
things
things
like
like
that.
that.
However,
However,
we
we
have
have
Mad
Mad
Tree
Tree
Shade,
Shade,
and this
and
is
this is
like a
like a
blackberry
blackberry
ale.
ale.
It
It
gives
gives
you
you
a kind of a
kind of a
different
different
taste
taste
than
than
besides your
besides your
normal
normal
beer
beer
taste.
taste.
And
And
this was
this is
my
my
first
first
time
time
trying it.
trying
As
it.
you
As
can
you can
see
see
right
right
here,
here,
I'm
I'm
working
working
on
on
can
can
two.
two.
It's
It's
really
really
good.
good.
It's
It's
different.
different.
Um,
Um,
and it's
and
just
it's just
something
something
I
I
think
think
that
that
that your
that your
company
company
would
would
like,
like,
especially if
especially
you're
if you're
having a
having a
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl
party.
party.
Um, you
You
can't beat
can't
it.
beat it.
Mantry
Mantry
always
always
makes
makes
quality
quality
beer.
beer.
Um,
Um,
and is
and
there
is there
anything you
anything you
like to
like
add?
to
Because
add?
I
Because
know
I know
you
you
really
really
in depth with beer toys, so you
so you
can
can
really
really
get a
get a
scoop
scoop
on
on
Mantry.
Mantry. Mastery is my personal locally favorite brewery. However, I decided to try Ryan Guys. It's probably my second favorite local brewery. This is the first time I've had Swizzle. It's a hard cider. It's got a mix with a little lemongrass and ginger. Very good taste. Goes down nice. We also have a Mad Tree citrus ale over here. It's an IPA base. However, it doesn't have that hard IPA aftertaste, so it is a good beer as well.
Mm. So
So
got a
got a
little bit
little
of
bit of
Ryan
Ryan
Guys,
Guys,
got a little
got a
bit
little
of
bit of
Mad
Mad
Tree,
Tree,
somewhere to
somewhere to
go
go
different
different
besides your
besides your
normal
normal
beers.
beers.
Spice it
Spice
up
it
a
up a
little
little
bit,
bit,
but
but
we
we
working on
working
an
on an
hour
hour
45
45
minutes.
minutes.
It's
It's
been
been
real. It's
real.
been
It's
a
been a
good
good
show.
show.
But
But
once
once
again,
again,
I
I
want to
want to
thank
thank
time with
Time with
you. I
You. I
want to
want
thank
to thank
Camille
Camille
Willis
Willis
Barnes
Barnes
for the
for the
space
space
and for
and
the
for the
opportunity to
opportunity to
do
do
this.
this.
That's the
That's the
first and
first and
foremost.
foremost.
And I
And I
want to
want to
thank
thank
the
the
food
food
vendors. I
vendors. I
want to
want to
thank
thank
Exotic
Exotic
Egg
Egg
Rolls. I
Rolls. I
want to
want
thank
to thank
Alexis
Alexis
D's
D.
Mood
Mood
Catering,
Catering.
and I
And I
want to
want to
thank
thank
Freaka Sauce. Um, so
so
follow
follow
those
those,
pages. Follow
follow
those
those
pages on Facebook. Like them,
Michael,
and they
and
give
they
you
give
all
you
the
all the
information you
information
need
you
to
need to
order
order
with
with
different
different
ways:
ways,
Cash
Cash
App,
App,
Venmo,
Venmo,
all
all
that.
that.
Ain't no
Ain't no
excuse.
excuse.
So let's make sure when we have the Super Bowl party, let's contact those food vendors and let's support them because, like I said, the food is great, and and we always talk about support local and support each other. So this will be a great time to do so. So with time out with Coach Cam, special Super Bowl edition, Super Bowl food edition. We would like to say thank you. Continue to watch the show. We will not be here next Sunday though. We will chill. We're gonna let Super Bowl festivities. We're gonna relax and be back at it that following week. All right, but with that being said, Coach Cam, Tori, we out.
Timeout, overtime, hot take, debate, penalties out of so many options. We on the way, unapologetic opinions, guests checking in, so I share on my social. Merch going up, my brother, he going global. Ass hold it down for the ladies, they need their own show. But we right back with it, timeout with Coach Cam, we shouldn't miss a minute, but we right back with it, timeout with Coach Cam, we shouldn't miss a minute,